you will be awarded the Oscar for Best Actor and permitted to give a 19-minute long speech. Predictable or violent happens during the ceremony. Just do what you did last year. Nothing. Sit there and do absolutely nothing. And if any of you get mad at a joke and decide you want to come up here and get jiggy with it, it's not going to be easy. There are a few of my friends you're going to have to get through first. You're going to have to get through the heavyweight champ, Adonis Creed, before you get to me. Everybody looks so great. When I look around this room, I can't help but wonder, is Ozempic right for me? You know, Tom and James Cameron didn't show up tonight. The two guys who insisted we go to the theater didn't come to the theater.
Jimmy Kimmel has made the Oscar headlines, and it's none other than due to the famous Oscar slap. The host made a reference to the slap before bringing out the presenters for Best Documentary Feature, which was the category Chris was presenting last year before he got smacked. What's this all about? How did we react? Well, keep watching to find out. Jimmy Kimmel addressed last year's Oscars slap during his opening monologue, and he did it just like almost everyone thought he would, with a joke and a jab and a warning. Jimmy Kimmel MCs the 95th Academy Awards at the Dolby Theater in Hollywood on Sunday. Jimmy Kimmel wasn't kidding when he promised there'd be no slapping at this year's Oscars. The late-night host showed up for this third gig as Academy Awards MC with plenty of reinforcements to prevent a replay of last year's infamous Will Smith-Chris Rock incident. The host was back Sunday to take on MC duties, and his remarks at the top of the show did not dodge the elephant in the room. It took a while for the host to get to the slap, sprinkling in shots at a lot of other stars beforehand, but when started talking about the slap, he went in. Jimmy made fun of showrunners from 2022, saying they had a crisis team in place, but noted that if anything did happen, he expected them to do what they did last year, absolutely nothing. He even joked that if anyone did assault someone else this time, they'd be awarded Best Actor, given a stage for a speech and a hug to boot. He also made sure to mention that they want people to feel safe and that no violence would be accepted. But what caught fans' attention is that the host claimed that he might fight back if he gets smacked by anyone that didn't like his jokes. He also name-dropped Michelle Yeoh, Michael B. Jordan, Andrew Garfield, Pedro Pascal, Steven Spielberg, and others as people any would-be assailant would have to get through if they want to rumble on stage. Meanwhile, a little earlier in the monologue, Kimmel appeared to again reference the slap while talking about all the Irish actors nominated this year, joking there could be another fight. "We want all of you to feel safe. And we want me to feel safe, so we have strict policies in place," Kimmel said at the conclusion of his monologue, before calling out the action heroes in the crowd who would be involved in putting those policies into practice. Additionally, Kimmel took a not-so-subtle swipe at the producing team that let The Rock's Smith shenanigans distract from last year's awards. "If anyone in this theater commits an act of violence at any point in the show, you will be awarded the Oscar for Best Actor and permitted to give a 19-minute long speech," he said, referring to the inaction of the Academy or the show's producers immediately following the slap.
We have strict policies in place. If anyone in this theater commits an act of violence at any point during the show, you will be awarded the Oscar for Best Actor and permitted to give a 19-minute long speech.
The Academy has a crisis team in place, and if anything unpredictable or violent happens during the ceremony, just do what you did last year. Nothing. Just sit there and do absolutely nothing. Maybe even give the assailant a hug. The host continued, "If any of you get mad at a joke and you decide to get up here and get jiggy with it, you'll have to go through Adonis Creed to get to me," Kimmel said, as the cameras cut to newly minted Creed 3 box office champion Michael B. Jordan. And Rocky's pupil wasn't the only ringer in the crowd. "You'll have to do battle with Michelle Yeoh before you get to me," Kimmel continued, as the Asian action movie icon and Best Actress nominee struck a fierce pose from her seat.
The Academy has a crisis team in place. If anything unpredictable or violent happens during the ceremony, just do what you did last year. Nothing. Sit there and do absolutely nothing. Maybe even give the assailant a hug. And if any of you get mad at a joke and decide you want to come up here and get jiggy with it,
The roll call of Kimmel's protectors also included Pedro Pascal, Steven Spielberg, and the Pinocchio director, Guillermo del Toro. "The sweet little man will beat the Lydia tar out of you," Kimmel said of his late-night sidekick. "We have no time for shenanigans tonight." As expected, the whole gag got a lot of laughs and seemed to be well received. And even though he never mentioned Will or Chris' name, everyone got the point he made, and he did it in stride and comedy. Besides, neither Will nor Chris was present, so it gave Jimmy a free space to joke around. Aside from the obvious reason that led to Will's absence, Chris was also not present at the awards. But Smith and Rock weren't the only absent figures that Kimmel called out from the stage. He also noted how odd it was that the biggest proponents of the theatrical experience, James Cameron and Tom Cruise, declined the opportunity to spend nearly 4 hours in the Dolby Theater. Cruz also notably declined to attend the Golden Globes in January, which opened the door for the ceremony's host, Jared Carmichael, to make a Scientology joke that immediately went viral. Well, here's hoping everyone takes Jimmy up on his caution and keeps their hands to themselves for the rest of the night. The focus of the broadcast should be movies, not battles, but let's see how the fans have reacted. A fan wrote, "They won't shut up about the slap." Meanwhile, the Academy has given awards to countless sexual predators and abusers and no objection from any of these celebrities. Interesting. Another fan added, "Can we get rid of hosts, please? Or at least hosts who choose other individuals as the butt of their jokes." Spielberg, Malala, and the cast of The Banshees of Inisherin did nothing to be treated like that. While a fan commented, "They banned Will Smith from the Oscars for 10 years and still talk about him sounds about right. Supposed to be one of the worst things to happen on T, they would keep bringing it up." And another fan reacted, "Jimmy couldn't beat his way out of a wet paper bag. Maybe cry his way out of hit, but not beat his way out. He single-handedly ruined late-night television. That's his legacy." While a few other netizens believed Jimmy was being very funny, as the social media user wrote, "OMG, y'all are so angry. He's cute and sweet and funny. Not everything has to be acerbic. Wait, #Oscars." And another fan added, "I feel like the Oscars are going extra classy this year. The set design is simple but elegant. Jimmy Kimmel was funny but not pushing too hard. All feels like a course correction from the free-flowing pandemic shows and, of course, the slap. #Oscars, #Jimmy Kimmel, #Academy Awards." Apparently, fans believe Kimmel's reference to the also was unnecessary, especially because Will has publicly apologized. In a video, the Oscar-winning actor Will Smith made his most extensive public comments since he slapped Chris Rock at the Academy Awards and apologized directly to the comedian and said he was deeply remorseful over his behavior. In a nearly 6-minute video uploaded to Instagram and YouTube, Smith said he did not originally apologize to Rock in his Oscars acceptance speech because he was fogged out. But he said he has reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out. "I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk," Smith said.
"Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk. I can say to all of you, there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way to behave in that moment. I am deeply remorseful, and I'm trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself. I made a mistake, and I'm trying not to think of myself as a piece of shit, but I promise you, I am deeply devoted and committed to putting light and love and joy into the world."
He then extended his apologies to Rock's mother, Rose, and his younger brother, Tony. In an interview with NBC affiliate station Wise of Columbia, South Carolina, in April, Rose Rock appeared to blast Smith, saying in part, "When he slapped Chris, he slapped all of us." And Tony Rock starred in the 2007 UPN sitcom All of Us, which was co-created by Smith. "We had a great relationship," Smith said in the video. "Tony Rock was my man, and this is probably irreparable." Also, Smith previously apologized to Rock in a written statement days after the 94th Academy Awards ceremony, saying in part that he was out of line and embarrassed. This has made fans wonder why Jimmy Kimmel would rekindle the fury of the drama that Will had publicly apologized about. Remember that our information is based on gossip, opinions, and views, so keep an open mind. On that note, see you in the next video for more entertainment.